against Loma, you know what I'm saying, giving him nothing, and then Derrick James being quiet that whole fight. You know what I'm saying? That to me speaks to somebody that shouldn't be in that position anymore, and he not. He out that camp. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Derrick James gone. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and I read today that they pushed the fight back. They looking at 2024.
They need to be. He needs some rest.
It's not that, bro. It's simply put, you know, if you lose a fight in training camp, you don't stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like if you pick bad sparring partners, you don't push yourself enough. Your conditioning ain't good. Your nutrition ain't good. Like
Well, we know his nutrition was there.
It wasn't. So EJ,
man, you seen the All Access. You seen that man.
Yeah, and as soon as I seen him in a sweatsuit boxing in the gym in 100-degree heat, I said, "Oh, he having problems making weight."
Yeah, well, you a big boy.
Yeah, so why the fight at 147? I understand that's where they got the belts, right? Yeah. Both of them, the belts that Crawford had. You know what I'm saying? But he got the belts now. But that fight should have been at 154, especially.
It would have been good to see it at 154.
Especially with Crawford wanting to step up. But now that Crawford's the A side, Spence gave him his biggest payday. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He thanked him, you know. But Crawford ain't going to give the same. He ain't going to give nothing.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think he's real enough to return the favor, man?
Nah. Because it's not about that now. Because now it's chasing Floyd. Yeah. It's not about that. And he's not going to catch Floyd.
Well, speaking of Canelo and Crawford, I think Crawford say he want that smoke with Canelo.
He lied.
Hey, that's gonna be a big fight.
I don't think so. I don't think that fight happens.
I think it happens.
At what weight does that fight happen?
It happens at he said in the 160s.
It can't, why? Who the only fighter I've ever seen go up.
Allegedly, Crawford walks around in mid 160, 165,
right, but
170.
But Manny Pacquiao, and for obvious reasons, is the only fighter in recent memory has been able to go up 2, 3, 4 weight classes and maintain power and speed.
Yeah, but we know when Floyd put
Olympic style drug test, and then he looked back.
And then,
you know what I'm saying?
We never seen Pacquiao the same after that.
Yeah, we did, because then he beat Thurman after that. Keith Thurman a dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman was what I thought.
It wasn't enough experience, though.
Yeah. Well, he also got his ass beat.
It wasn't enough experience.
If you don't have that type of experience, you don't take that fight.
That was Thurman's biggest fight too. And sometimes when them lights get bright, you know.
Well, I don't think it's. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of Manny Pacquiao throws punches from unorthodox angles.
Exactly.
And it's the same reason.
Looking at that.
It's the same reason Floyd had issues with Maidana. You know, it's just that's what he's doing.
He ain't had no issues that second fight.
No, because he was like, "Nah, you're not hitting me with the behind the ear overhand jump punch."
I got you figured out.
You
know what I'm saying?
So, but yeah, like if you don't have the experience, and especially if you're not like, how do you even train for a Manny Pacquiao? Who comes in the gym and fights like Manny Pacquiao? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But I don't think Crawford will be able to maintain, and I think he knows it. I think his best shot is he probably take out whatever.
He ain't got nobody else.
No, he gonna take out whichever Charlo is big time, and then that's why I think the best thing for.
You think the money there though?
Well, not
Crawford versus, because if I had to choose, if I'm looking at if I'm Crawford and I'm looking at Charlo on one side and Canelo on the other, you know.
But once he lose to Canelo, Crawford not gonna fight him. He gonna fight his brother. That's why I don't think he should take the fight with.
Once who lose to Canelo?
Once Charlo, if you know what I'm saying, if he lose to Canelo, I don't see Canelo coming down enough to meet Crawford at a catch weight or any of that. He's not gonna do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna lose his advantage. But I think if other twin decides to just take his time and not fight Caleb Plant, I think he gets that Crawford fight. Because I think Crawford believes he's gonna walk through him, and we ain't got no reason to believe that he ain't a man of his word. Yeah. Because he said he was gonna do what he did, and I ain't never seen, like EJ, the body work, the speed, the stamina, it just wasn't there. And then also since, a lot of people want to put it on the car wreck, but truth be told, as boxers get older, I look for, are you great defensively with head movement? Or are you great defensively with your feet? If you great defensively with your feet, you're going to continue to be a great defensive fighter.
Yeah.
If it's just solely on head movement, then the Roy Jones happens. You know what I'm saying? And Spencer's last 2, maybe even 3 fights, he got hit with a lot of shots. And once Crawford had the timing down, because he was faster, he was stopping mans with the straight. And I understand it's a power jab because Crawford, he southpaw and he switched between, you know what I'm saying? So any hand he hit you with, even if it's a straight punch, he mean it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would like to see Spence come in better conditioning, and then also to get something when he's sitting in that corner, bruh, and he needs something, you gotta give him something.
Yeah.
Cause he looking at you in that moment because he never been there before.
Right, exactly.
And that's the reason you have these trainers that go from championship fighter to championship fighter. You rarely have the guys like, that stick with that guy.
Part of me want Teddy Atlas to come back so bad and train one of these guys.
Man, nah, bro. Teddy just refused to see where boxing was going, and I think once he did, he didn't like it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's too much money, it's too much politicking, it's just not, but again, give him something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, circle, you know what I'm saying? I feel like EJ should have took a couple rounds. You know what I'm saying? Within that, I feel like he pressed his strategy. I get it. Down your shield. You know what I'm saying? You can't change it up in the fight. If you came into a fight
real Texas shit.
Yeah. You know
real Texas shit.
Yeah, bro. Like if you came in with a game plan, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel it's crazy for you to switch because it's not working.
Right.
But if you're a fighter, because man, EJ to me was the perfect fighter for probably 147 moving to 154 because you're talking about good defense.
I think he 160 something, man. Yeah. I think he need to be fighting at 160.
He gonna make it there.
Yeah.
He gonna be up there. But good defensively, right? You know what I'm saying? Even power in either hand, good jab, good body work.
EJ and Canelo would be a good fight.
I thought that's where we was going.
Yeah.
But you got that bump in the road.
Ran into that roadblock.
But I was actually thinking about it, and I don't think it's that bad for him. You know what I'm saying? I think even if he don't take the rematch, he had to think about it for a while, but I think he was just in the process of getting rid of Derek James, to be honest. Yeah. But even if he don't get that rematch for some reason or whatever, we've seen just like
he gonna get that rematch.
I mean,
he gonna get that rematch, man.
I think Crawford has passed it, and I don't think he would.
No, it's in the contract.
I get it, but I'm saying that's EJ pushing for it, and he took what 2-3 days before the deadline to actually exercise the rematch clause. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We waited months for him to say anything. Yeah. But a lot of fighters have lost. The greatest fighters have lost, the greatest fighters we've seen look ordinary. You know what I'm saying? From George Foreman to, you know what I'm saying, to Ali, to, like, we've seen great fighters, even in recent memory. We saw Canelo.
We seen Manny Pacquiao planking. Yeah.
Hey, bro, Marquez, I went back and watched that fight. Yo, Marquez came in that fight looking like a football player.
I'm bucking.
Yeah, bro.
I'm bucking.
When you get hit so hard that you don't put your hands down to break your fall.
Yeah. You're done.
Yeah. But
when
fighters,
your face breaks your fall.
Yeah. That's the first thing to hit. Yeah, but we've seen fighters do it. Is all I'm saying. We saw Canelo look absolutely ordinary against Floyd and look absolutely ordinary against Bilbao. So we've seen great fighters come back. If the fight is at 147, I don't know if I would take it.
EJ got one more chance to make people believers.
Nah.
To get the people that talking all this shit, right? Because the story of the underdog is they want to see how you come back from your loss. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
With respect to people wanting to see you fall originally.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then they want to see you come back.
Yeah.
And if you come back, I honestly think he should take a fight before he fights Crawford again.
Do you think people want it to be wanted to be more, because we've seen the back, everything that we've heard from fans to commentators to people that know the sport is that fight was so one-sided. I don't want to see it again, right? Do you think people wanted to be right about EJ, that they didn't think he was as good as they thought he was overhyped? They thought he was, you know what I'm saying? Even though
I never heard that.
He got the better resume. Well, I didn't either, but when they went up against each other, even they weren't disrespectful. It wasn't a lot of back and forth. It was leading up to the fight, but I just never seen so many people happy about one guy winning, but then pile on the guy that lose. Like, dudes lose all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
that's what happens when you great, though. That's what happens when you great.
So it's just hate.
Hey,
they was just preying on his downfall.
Amen.
I feel like a large percentage of boxing audience wanted to be right about Crawford. They saw him dominate Amir Khan, dominate Kell Brook, dominate Sean Porter. Like, you know what I'm saying? For what it's worth, again, his resume ain't as good as EJ's. I would argue that
who
Crawford's.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying.
Because he got 40. He got 40 wins. I ain't know where he got them from. You know what I'm saying? But again,
you must ain't been watching.
No, I've seen the guys that he's fought, but the knock has always been like, for a lot of people felt that everybody ducked Kell Brook. Nobody wanted that smoke until he showed vulnerabilities, and then everybody wanted that smoke.
Yeah, that's a fact. When there's blood in the water, you attack.
Right. So like,
you hit the king when he wounded.
And I don't think you can reasonably say that EJ ducked anybody.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? He fought whoever was in
Texas, man.
But
duck no smoke.
Yeah, but this boxing, and
he not ducking, bro. That's one thing that I salute and respect about that man. We ain't never seen him duck. We ain't never seen him say that. Well, he might lose or none of that.
But
shit.
he you know, without putting too much Dallas shit out there, you know what I'm saying? That's how he is. He a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He not a street dude, but don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like one of those things where he got respect on both sides.
Let's talk about this real quick too, because that's a segue right there. What's a real nigga, bro?
Not to just throw synonyms out there, but you know, thorough, like somebody that from top to bottom conducts themselves in the way that they should within the parameters of our community. Because you said real nigga, you didn't say real man, so we talking about black folk, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, no disrespect to all of the essays that say nigga more than we do, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All disrespect to them, to be honest, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if we just talking on real niggas, for me, it's following and being thorough within the guidelines of our community. Right. Sometimes you gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying, be with the shits. Sometimes you gotta also be, you gotta be not fearless, you know what I'm saying? Because we all had our moments, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where you gotta pick and choose your battles, but you know what I'm saying? There's certain lines you can't let people cross. And then furthermore, you know, he's a family man, you know what I'm saying? So I think those things, you just have to be, you know, top to bottom.
Well, I think one thing that is very confusing in our culture, the black culture, is a lot of people saying real nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like, listen to this shit.
I'm a real nigga. What? Yeah. I'm a straight nigga.
What he saying right there?
Need none of it.
Give me a translation.
Fuck with me one whole time. You do. And I don't care about none of it. Nigga.
Hold on,
I'm a real nigga. Baby.
Hey man, so look, man.
But bro, I ain't, you know what I'm saying, as a former loud nigga, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a former loud nigga, a lot of times that shit is just bravado to keep, you know what I'm saying, keep you from having to pick as many of those battles.
Yeah. But I think we need to really have this discussion at the round table between being a stand-up black man and a real nigga. Because I think it's the same thing, but it gets clouded with because there's a lot of ignorant motherfuckers saying that they real niggas, but you just are really around here just doing ignorant shit.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You're around here.
Lack of value for like morals, lack of value for life, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Niggas that'll kill, you know what I'm saying, senselessly. Yeah, I don't think that make you a real nigga at all.
Not exactly. But it's
So,
those type of people.
the niggas that beat hitters, go to jail, you know what I'm saying, come out, be halfway informants, and then kill real niggas like what happened to Nip.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
but, you know, within that, it's I don't think you can separate the influences that we have within our community from like you can't completely remove the influence of gang culture on our community and how black men, generally speaking, you know, just in general, black men, the way they identify masculinity, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to other black men. So like, you know, in our culture, we move in a certain way, but we trying to move like the gangsters, like, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's the influence, you know, we either moving like the hustlers or you move like the gangsters.
Yeah,
you know
so it was a point in my life where I had to realize I wasn't a criminal.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a point in my life where I had to realize, wait a minute, nigga, you're not no criminal.
Prison kind of crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not a criminal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You remember when the cameras first came out? Mm-hmm. And look, I'm showing our age right now.
Yeah.
You remember when the cameras first came out?
Yeah.
And what happened if somebody pulled up a camera on you?
Back then, you know what I'm saying, probably more than it happened to a nigga if he pull a phone out.
That's what
You know what I'm saying? Because we meant that.
Yeah, we trying to get away from the camera, bro.
That,
when the camera came up, bro, we scattered like roaches, bro. We did not want to be on camera in our time.
Right.
And I think that's partly of the trauma, the mental trauma that I went through before creating this podcast. I had to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not wanting, you know what I'm saying? But that's also a product of, you know what I'm saying, like
being criminal minded.
No, but also the surveillance culture of America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about not wanting to be on camera, going back past the D-boys of the 80s and the 90s.
Right.
We talking about going back to the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? And like the COINTELPRO and shit like that. Like we talking about surveillance. You know what I'm saying? Has been a tool of white supremacy for however long. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that we have conversations around privacy and stuff like that, but we gave all that up. You know what I'm saying? Because a certain set of the population was okay with black people being surveilled, right? But then when it started to be everybody being surveilled, now we live in basically a surveillance state. Everything live everywhere, bro.
But what's wrong with that if you're not doing nothing wrong, though? See, that's how you know, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and I think people, we need to shape up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just go back to this real nigga and black man conversation. Real, like a black man, right? I feel like a black man is one that stands on his constitution. You know, he has, because we all got scripts playing in our head all day.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? There's a script playing in your head, whether if you realize it or not. And sometimes if you play a certain thought for too long, it becomes a part of your memory.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I think it's time for us to revamp what we think what a real nigga is versus what being just a real hardworking black man that take care of his kids. But I know, provide for the community, that stand up for people in the community, even black women, right?
Right.
Because
which we're gonna get to, you know.
Yeah, we gonna get to it because, and I'm saying this is because the ideology of it is when it is black men that do stand up for black women, right? Some of that stuff don't get caught on camera,
right? So
it can't really be glorified, and we know that we glorify negativity more than we glorify positivity at the same time. But
let me so. I definitely want to speak on that, but I think that one thing that I do want to say is, you said part of being a black man is living by these parameters, and for me, I don't feel that. You black if you black, and you a man if you a man, right? So I don't remove. I think it takes away a personal accountability that a lot of black people, not a lot of black people, but a certain percentage of black people have a lack of accountability when it comes to these things because we want to separate because we've been separated. So we want to say, hey, if you do this,
Hold on.
hold
No, hold on. You gotta run that back. No sir. No. Say it again.
For real, I say within our community, we want to separate because we've been separated.
That's entendre for your ass.
But this is the way it is. Like the same way that they used to say you a good Negro versus this Negro. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they was all Negroes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think for us, the holding accountability part is acknowledging that there are black men that do terrible shit that we don't stand on, but we want to separate them and say they're a different kind of black. No, they black too. You have positive and you have negative. And I think the reason we have such a level of glorifying, you know what I'm saying, the negative within our culture, because I would say, you know, after I got out of my personal community, you know what I'm saying, and I started to be in black spaces as an adult, you know what I'm saying, as an intellectual, you know, moving around doing business and shit like that, you don't find many of the real niggas in the room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because black people are coexisting in a way that there is less ego, that there is less, you know what I'm saying, less bravado, or there is less suspicion of wrongdoing we have amongst ourselves, you know? Right. And a lot of times, you know, just my personal experiences, that happens more organically in places that are diverse or all different types of black people or accepting of other types of black people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, the most comfortable places you feel as a black person, because you get to let your guard down, is when you be in spaces where maybe it's queer people too, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they invited, they not excluded or ostracized from our, you know what I'm saying, there's black women that have, that are giving voices within the room, because a lot of times the black men take up the air in the room. Right. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to, you know, trying to influence others. So, you know, some of my biggest influences, and I'm sure some of yours too, are black women. Right. You know what I'm saying? So again, once you're in those spaces where it's more accepting, you look out and you see that they look at them doing that shit, the negative shit, you know what I'm saying, not defending our community, not upholding the morals and the ethics that we should have. Mm-hmm. They look at them and say that they, you know what I'm saying, that we need to help them. Mm-hmm. Right? Like we fixed ours, we went to therapy, we did our thing, you know what I'm saying? We taking care, we thriving, black women graduating at a higher clip than, you know, from college than any other demographic, you know what I'm saying? That's been for almost a decade now, you know what I'm saying? They go to college, they get their degree. A lot of other people, not just black men, but a lot of other people go to college, fuck around and don't, you know what I mean? But, you know, personally working to close the wealth disparity gap, I think for every dollar that a white man makes, I think it's like white women make like 40 cents or 60 cents of it, something like that. And then it's black men that make like, for every dollar, we make 20 something, 30 something, and then black women are behind that because they still paying them less. Right. But they they the highest growing CEO class in America. So they working to also close that wealth disparity gap because they black too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the statistics of black wealth versus white wealth, you know what I'm saying? So again, I think that once we get in these spaces that are more inclusive, then we're able to help the people that we feel are lost within our community. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because again, bro, if we can't separate and say that they ain't black men. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a real black man. No, they are. The negative ones too. And then once we acknowledge that, because again, it's a lack of accountability. Black women die at the hands of black men more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. I'm not saying that is I understand what it's a symptom of, and then I also understand that violence, especially in America, is proximity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people are killed by their domestic partners, whether they black men, black women. A lot of times that's who you know what I'm saying? Or a friend or whatever. You know, crime ain't as random as people projected to be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's proximity. You know, that's why the black on black crime is a myth. Because white on white crime, we never heard that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, I think that a lot of the way we start to heal our community is by bringing it together and making spaces where somebody can actually come in and feel comfortable. They ain't gotta care.
See, and then this goes with what you were saying. Mm-hmm. We got to start caring again, bro. We got to genuinely start caring about each other again. That's how I feel. Yeah. That's the only thing that's really going to bring us back together. As far as like the household, the dynamic family, even taking back our culture, raising our kids. We got to start caring again, bro.
But we do that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about as like even those negative people that you was talking about, because we know love conquers all. Right. You know what I'm saying? Love conquers all. And once we start putting this love back out here, man, and we from Texas. Yeah. So we have a certain amount of love that we walk around with anyways. Right. It's not like that in other places. True. You understand what I'm saying? And I think we really need to genuinely as a whole run a care campaign, bro. Like it's certain things that we need to do. You know, we gotta wind down. You know, we coming up on the hour. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
But speaking to that, you know what I'm saying? What do you think that how much good do we do on, you know what I'm saying, on the actual macro level when we're only focusing on the micro level? Like if we're only like if you did a care campaign, does it address the systemic issues that we face? Does it address the narrative that has been carried that it ain't black men in the home, you know what I'm saying? Completely ignoring the prison industrial complex, completely ignoring the laws that were put in place where black men couldn't be in the home. If you know what I'm saying? We're talking about government assistance, even though more white people on government assistance than anybody. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and they fucked up too. They daddies don't be around either. Yeah, and then you got there was a discourse, and I know, you know what I'm saying, I'm watching some. There was a discourse recently, you know what I'm saying. I know Twitter not a real place to some people, but to me, you know what I'm saying, it is.
Hey, you be sending me Twitter links often.
Yeah, bro, because I don't use it as an echo chamber. Yeah. I'm literally trying to find out what other people are thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just aligning myself and reading people that think like me all day. Right. But there was a discourse around a lot of women that feel that they married, but they single parents. They got absent fathers in the home.
In the home. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I know and I have experienced it myself, you know what I'm saying, where a parent fulfills the obligation of the needs being met, but there's no real acts of service or acts of love or support, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or even like I was thinking the other day that I wasn't even raised how to be a good sibling. Right. I got 2 sisters. I had to learn
how to be a good sibling. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't you think that that's something that would have value within our households? Yeah. So these are the things that I'm saying. Like, you know, we can address things on the micro level, but there are still things that need to be addressed on a systemic level.
You have to. We have to understand what just being available is versus being present. Right. At the same time. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? So in the household, and that's why I get on people about talking about single mamas in the 2-parent households, because you can have parents that's not effective. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that can happen in the household that actually make the child worse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Worse off than if the parent wasn't there.
But man, this has been a good conversation.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to do it again.
Hey, we're gonna pick it back up too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you said you done dropped some bombs in that.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're
That's
fine.
What they gonna say we doing.
Really fine, but you just get into it.
That's what they gonna say we doing, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And just know that anytime, you know, I'm gonna be on here, which I appreciate you providing a space for people to have these conversations. Right. Because it ain't happening enough in a positive light, rather than niggas just sitting around, you know, shooting shit and hating on women and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay on their neck, bro, because we have to.
And we gotta stand on it.
You know what I'm saying?
And we gonna stand on it. We gonna stand on it.
And lead by example.
Hey man, thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah, man, it's all love. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. I appreciate you having.
Appreciate you.
Y'all see it, man. Like I told y'all, one of the greatest minds that I talk to, man, he gonna challenge what you think. He challenge what I think all the time. You know what I'm saying? And he makes me more solid than what I already think. And you need people like this around you, man. You need your friends, bro.
Yeah.
Like you really need your friends, and you actually need to be inside of a community that thinks like you, and then go into a community that don't think like you, so you can grow geometrically.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But we appreciate y'all. I said we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This has been JM the Businessman and Mr. KD.
Yeah,
KD, the real KD. You understand me?
Right.
Behind these bars. You understand? So yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Love.